Hello everybody, this is Tyler here once again from the Character Workshop. This is honestly a video I wasn't expecting to do, obviously. And I'm sure a lot of people who's a particular fan of this user was not expecting this piece of news to come out. So, TB7 Productions, formerly known as Trainboy7, made this community post about, let me refresh to see if it's actually still 7 hours ago, because I left this page up for a while. Okay, it's 8 hours ago now. So yeah, he made this community post, and I'll just read through it, and I'll just, just share my thoughts about what, he's discussing here. And without further ado, let's get started. I honestly don't know how to say or go about this without offending or upsetting anybody, but I've strongly considered taking down the original TTMRE episodes, shorts, and music videos, which for anybody who doesn't know, this was a Thomas fan series that this guy made back in the late 2000s. Which obviously if you were to watch those videos, if they're even still up at the time I'm uploading this, they're obviously not the best quality by today's standards. And obviously the plots and like jokes from those videos like heavily recycled from like a lot of like, sources like SpongeBob, The Simpsons, Ed, Ed and Eddie, so on and so forth. So yeah, those videos obviously haven't aged as well, compared to stuff that comes out nowadays. Anyways, moving on with this post. Mainly because of how much of a bad influence they've become on people like Joey and Sully and those who are either too young to know any better or don't understand the concept of parody and comedy. Now, for anybody who doesn't know who Joey and Sully is, you guys may remember 2 years ago, did a commentary on a video called, and it's literally mentioned right here, Thomas and the Preggy Club. I'm sure a lot of you guys have recognized it came from England just for my reaction to that piece of garbage. And it's still to this day like my most viewed episode of It Came From England. But yeah, that's the guy who made that video. That's who Joey and Sully is. Anyways, next paragraph. Not really a paragraph because they're not like indented. Anyway, speaking of Joey and Sully, for those who don't know, he's the guy on DeviantArt and YouTube who's notorious for taking the cartoon animal X James gag from my older videos and running it to the ground, and most notably for his masterpiece of crap, Thomas and the Preggy Club. Obviously, I gotta do a lot of explaining here for people who obviously am not familiar with this guy or his content. This so-called, what he's talking about with cartoon animal X James gag. So there was a running gag in like the later episodes. Well, technically it was 1 or 2 episodes, of his old series. Fifi LaFume from Tiny Toons. I'm sure a lot of you guys who have seen Tiny Toons obviously know who this character is. The purple skunk who's based on Pepe Le Pew from Looney Tunes. He had a running joke where she would like just constantly try to go after James, is love stricken by him for some reason despite being a steam engine. And it's, I guess a lot of people found that so funny, I guess, for some reason, or so fascinating that they decided to like, use that concept. And I guess I could be wrong about this. I wonder if this like kind of inspired like, those god-awful people that like, ship Thomas characters with freaking My Little Pony characters. I don't know. like people like Sean Britton and like so many others. I don't need to get into any detail. And I guess not just with like, this like, whole love interest thing, but also like just in general, like, having characters from like other, non-Thomas properties appear in like Thomas content. Like another person who obviously has Trainboy in the username, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with him too. Trainboy54. He obviously has Phineas and Ferb characters in his videos, despite, the fact that it's focused on Thomas. And not only that, like, he literally took, like, pictures of the Phineas and Ferb characters and just stick them onto, like, engines and just call it a day. But that's a discussion for another day. Next paragraph. At first, I didn't want to be mean and spiteful towards him for this petty cringe, but not only his sense of humor is garbage, I can agree on that, honestly, and hasn't improved. He told a person on Twitter who was going through depression to kill him. Oh my god. Is that actually true? I kind of wish there was like a link, unless Joey like deleted that tweet or something, I don't know. Which I wouldn't be surprised, Anyway, that's wow, man. Surprised that's not talked about more often. I feel like after hearing that, I'm still surprised this guy's like still online. Anyway, that is just inexcusable and disgusting. Not only that, but he's harassed and bullied people who are either just trolling or helping him. That honestly, he seems like the kind of guy that would like act like that. Honestly, don't get me wrong, trolling isn't as big of an issue as long as you don't take it seriously. Yeah, exactly. But when you lash out at them with death threats and temper tantrums, that's when I have a problem. Oof. If you ever come across this guy, please block him immediately. I'm honestly very surprised that he hasn't, like, gone after me because I did a commentary on his video 2 years ago. I mean, that didn't stop, like, a particular other user for, like, literally giving me a copyright strike. Which, obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys know who that is. Anyways, that's a different story, which I'm sure you guys can look up. As for the whole TTMRE series, I know it's loved by a lot of people, and I appreciate that, but seriously, it is not where you want to get your ideas and inspiration from. I've seen countless rip-offs of my older videos, from the blank character on Lucky Week trend and the pointless gag of cartoon animal characters shoved into Thomas videos for no reason. It's getting really old, and it's time to put those trends and tropes to rest. Well, unfortunate news for you. There's honestly like one other person I know of, and I've done content with him before. Dalek44, Simon's Cartoon Studios. He literally in that Q&A video I did with him, like, 4 years ago, he told me that he, like, wow. I'm gonna have to do a lot of explaining for, obviously, stuff that you guys aren't familiar with. So, for anybody who doesn't know Dalek44, which, if you guys have been watching my channel for 4 years, how can you not know? He's this guy who, like, makes, like, a variety of different YouTube content. Kind of like me, in a way. He does reviews, he does, just like Trainboy7 right here, he does, like, a Thomas fan-made series. And not only that, he has another series called Second Co. And a running gag in there is that Dalek Sec, gets constantly, like, I guess, harassed by Dot from Animaniacs, which he literally told me in that Q&A that was inspired by Trainboy7's Fifi and James trope, I guess. I'm honestly kind of wondering if Trainboy7 ever knew about Dalek44, but honestly, I don't know. I mean, not that I'm against, Dalek44 still using it, because, I mean, he can do what he wants, but, yeah, I'm just very curious how, Trainboy7 feels about it. Alright, last couple of, sentences. Trust me, I'm doing this for their own good. I'm really sorry it had to come to this, but it's for the best. The rest of my older videos will still be up for viewing, but anything TTMRE related has to go. I hope you all understand and have a good day. Oh, and the TTMRE abridged video will stay up and serve as a reminder of how not to do a Thomas fan series or show. If people start begging me to re-upload those videos, I'm taking that one down as well. No joke. Well, you better do what he says, people. Don't request him to do more episodes. Which, I don't know why people, like, even 15 years later would still want to see more content from that series. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have, like, like, people who were fans of this series back in the day now have, like, moved on to doing much better things. Probably not, but I don't know. Anyways, and please don't go re-uploading any of my older videos, otherwise I'll have to report you. So, like I said, this caught me off a surprise, because even though he's obviously, if anybody who hasn't seen the abridged video, he nowadays heavily makes fun of, like, his old content and the way he was back on YouTube, in the late 2000s. I don't know how to describe it. It's gonna be really bizarre being in a YouTube world where, like, those videos don't exist anymore. And the sentence where he says, like, and please don't go re-uploading my older videos, otherwise I'll have to report you. That's, I don't know how I feel about that personally. Which, I guess that there goes my Valentine's Day special plans right there. For anybody who didn't know, I actually was planning on doing, like, a Kid from England Valentine's Day special where I would watch episode 9 of the series, the Percy and Cupid episode or whatever it was called. But yeah, that's not happening anytime soon, because I feel like if I was to react to that video, I'd get reported as well, so I'm not going to do that. So, in short, very surprising that this happened. And it's going to be sad seeing these videos go. But, like, I can understand his reasoning for it. Obviously, the fact that they're cringe being the number one reason. And also, I guess, just, I guess negatively inspiring, somebody like this person right here. Which I didn't even know he was, inspired by Trainboy7. Like, I knew he had to have been inspired by, like, a lot of those, like, Thomas YouTubers from the late 2000s who, like, did comedic Thomas videos by stealing jokes from like Family Guy and shit like that. But wow, I honestly don't know what else to say. Yeah, I wanted to do this video because like this guy, like probably a lot of people who watched Thomas fan content in the late 2000s, like myself, literally when I first discovered YouTube, are gonna miss this, are pretty upset by this news, but it's very understandable, like I mentioned before. So I mean, it's his videos, he does what he wants with them. I mean, if Fried Chili Cheese Dogs can like private all of his videos, then like we can't stop Trainboy7 from like mass deleting his older content. And I'm going to check how long this video is so far. Give me one moment. Alright, and this video is, actually has gone on a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. My apologies for that, but I'm sure a lot of you are okay with this. I was intended this to be a short, but I had, like, so many things to say. So, yeah, my apologies. But I'm sure a lot of you who have desperately been waiting for Season 7 of It Came From England are probably happy that I'm finally doing the first episode of it. Unintentionally. But yeah, nothing much else to say. He's mass deleting his old content because of one of the cringiest people in the Thomas community that I've seen so far. There's probably people who are more cringier than him. Like I've said before, Trainboy54 is one of them. But yeah. Nothing else to really say. That's about it for this first unintentional episode of It Came From England Season 7. Definitely look forward to more episodes when I eventually do them. Like I've said a million times before, I am still waiting for Season 2 of Doctor Who to be released on Blu-ray, which is coming out at the end of March, so very soon. Very soon. So not much longer till that happens. But with all that rambling out of the way, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more episodes of It Came From England or mediocre plush content in general. Also, be sure to turn on the notification bell so you get notified each time I upload a new episode of this series or any other series. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. That's about it. This is Tyler from the Character Workshop, and I realized I'm not wearing my usual hat. Signing out. Next time, I'll be going back, well, hopefully next time, I'll be going back into the TARDIS to review another classic Doctor Who story. And I'm going to be thankful for this one, because this one's only 2 parts.